Well, g'day folks, it's Peter Rayburn here. I'm an Associate Professor of Exercise and Sports Science here at Central Queensland University, and I currently supervise 10 postgraduate students, and over the last 15 years at the university I've had 18 postgraduates successfully move through the system. And I've just been asked to share my top 10 tips on postgraduate supervision from my own experience and perspective. So my first tip is to select candidates that I like as people and to care about them as people. I've only ever had one postgraduate that I inherited from another postgraduate that left the university that I've ever had issues with. So for me, choosing someone that you like personally and you know you can get on with is a really important part of the journey, because you're going to be spending 2, 3, 4 years of your life with them. My second tip is I always go the extra mile for my postgraduates. I'll go out of my way to assist them, to find accommodation, to find part-time work, to find an office, and to ensure that any major hurdle they have throughout their postgraduate studies, I will assist them. My third tip is that I always set very high expectations early. I'm very anal when it comes to the end product, that is the thesis, or during the candidature it might be a conference presentation or a paper that's being written, and I have very high expectations on any piece of written work that comes my way. In fact, these days I've learned to ensure with a team that I now have of 10 postgraduates that I actually get work that's been peer reviewed by other postgraduates, so that what I receive is of a higher quality already. My fourth key point in supervising postgraduates is that I communicate very openly and very regularly and with them. And when I say openly, one of the first questions I ask is, how are they going as people? How are they settling into their new role? Are they happy with the office? Is their part-time work enjoyable? So I get to know them personally first as the priority, and then we move into the PhD or master's side of things. In terms of meeting regularly with them, I meet fortnightly, but I always have an open door policy that they can come in at any time. Critically, I'll always prioritise responding to emails from postgraduates and or phone numbers quickly. But I meet with them every fortnight formally for an hour, and as a group, I meet with my postgraduates as a group once a month. My fifth point, and this is a really important one for me, is I turn draft documents over really quickly. As soon as I get a draft, I will say to them what day of the next week or that week that I will get it back, and I always make sure I stick to my own deadline. The sixth point is, and this is a difficult one in an ever-changing environment such as our university, is know the system, know the procedures, stay ahead of the students in that regard, and critically, who are the key contacts within the system for the students to go to. Have a phone number and a list of names and emails at your fingertips that you can help students overcome issues. My seventh point, and this is another important one for me, and a really important one as a supervisor, and one that I let the students know about very early. That is, I help open doors and jump hurdles for them. What I mean by that is, if a student is having an issue, then I will direct them to how to solve that issue or who to go to solve that issue, to help them open the doors and help them solve the problems. Coming from exercise and sports science, I liken a thesis, and these days I do thesis by publication, as a steeplechase, but a marathon steeplechase. So it's a long way and they need to move forward every day, but it's also there are hurdles of different heights throughout, and some days I will need to jump in and boost them up over the really high obstacles and the high hurdles. My 8th point is keeping them ahead of the game. What I mean by that is I know when the due dates are. I know that a verbal presentation needs to be done by a particular date, or their written confirmation document needs to be completed within a certain time. So I will always say to them that I'll need a draft by this particular date, that I'll need your introduction chapter by a particular date, or the draft of a paper by a particular date. So I'm always trying to stay 2 to 3 months ahead of the students in where they are moving to their final thesis. My 9th point, and it goes back to point 1, I've found over the years getting to know them as people, my candidates as people, is really, really important in terms of just that trusting relationship to help them believe in what you're about and to have trust in myself as a supervisor that I will get them through the journey. And my last point, my 10th and final point, is I've learnt just as much through the students as I have through the journey as about myself. So my 10th point is share that learning journey with them. Learn the knowledge that they pick up because they are becoming the experts in the area. Learn about different research methodologies that the students are engaged in. Learn from the associate supervisors that you've handpicked to make up for your own weaknesses. But as a group, share that learning journey. So that's hopefully some shared wisdom that I hope you can take on board when it comes to successful postgraduate supervision. Good luck with your own journeys.